welcome all of you for tuning in to Overcoming Low Self-Esteem. Very important class, and as always, I have a live student audience.
Yay.
This is a lot. Oh, you know what? This is, okay, so since we're discovering low self-esteem, you're going to give a low self-esteem. Yeah. All right, somewhere down there's there's an introvert that just went, oh my God, so much energy going on, right? So, welcome. You can say hi, say hi.
I'm okay.
Are you okay? Okay. She said she's not camera ready. I want to thank all of you. We're going to talk about a subject for the next 20 lessons. 20 of them. Very important. Overcoming low self-esteem. So I'm going to start off a tad bit differently. Kind of the way, well, let me not preface it. I'm going to start off differently. Low self-esteem is very important. It's why is low self-esteem? Why is identifying low self-esteem very important? Either one of you.
Because if you don't identify it, you could slowly seep into depression, and depression is life-taking.
Okay. All right. So, great answer. That's it. It's a great answer. We're actually going to cover depression in lesson 2. I'm going to have to avoid such an issue right there. Okay. Why else? Why else is learning about your low self-esteem? It doesn't matter. I mean, let's free talk for a little bit. This is important.
You don't value yourself, or you teach others not to value you at a high level.
Okay, so both of those are important. You don't value yourself, and then you teach others not to value yourself at a high level, is what you said. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to add in there, and then we also teach our children not to value themselves at a higher level, which then tells our children to let other people not value yourself at a higher level. So let's open it up. How do we teach people not to value us at a higher level?
Because of how we feel about ourselves, we don't stand up for ourselves. So that lets other people know, oh, well, I can just say whatever I want to her. She's not going to do anything about it. Or I can do whatever I want to do to her. She's not going to do anything about it. And then when you have a low self-esteem, you don't reach your highest potential. Therefore, you don't really, it kind of, you can see it. Like if someone walks up to you and they have that on them, you can tell. And you potentially miss things because you have low self-esteem.
Wow. Okay, so you answered my question and it went deeper. So before the actual answer I was looking for, very simple one, no. Very simple answer was, what we put off is how we tell people to treat us. And you nailed it. You said that. You immediately said that, and then you went deeper. So let's follow that. Let's follow that because that's important. It's important to understand everything you said there. Here's what I've noticed though. I noticed that you were speaking from a place of, let's call it power. Okay? Did you hear the audience? You heard your voice start trembling a little bit. I'm not embarrassed, not calling you out, but I know you personally, and I know you don't. I know you don't live there anymore. Okay, so that's why I'm doing this, because someone needs to hear this. So why is that? Why is it so important not to have low self-esteem? I'm asking you the same question, but let's go a little deeper.
You miss out on yourself.
I didn't see that one coming. Okay, so you miss out on yourself. That's pretty good. Okay.
And when you miss out on yourself, you miss out on the best that anyone else can give to you, because when you have low self-esteem, you don't believe that you deserve it.
Okay. So you're taking us some great places, okay? I said, no, this is part of lesson 1 was I wanted us to generally, well actually, I wanted my audience to talk about low self-esteem, and we picked specifically you two for this module, this lesson, because both of you used to struggle with low self-esteem greatly, and you no longer live there. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You no longer live there. That doesn't mean we don't struggle with, because it's once an addict, always an addict, or things like that. This doesn't mean that we don't struggle with these things daily. It just means we don't live there. It means that we're always holding on to the solution. We just also put our hands on the problem every now and then, if that makes sense. So you miss out on yourself. Okay. So I'm going to let you respond, but if you don't mind, I'm going to let you jump in on how does one miss out on their self at low self-esteem. Now you speak, and then I'm going to tell you, I want you to answer, how did you do it personally? But go ahead, please. How does one miss out on themselves?
You miss out on why you're here on earth. You miss out on reaching your purpose because you're so full of doubt, or full of I can't, or full of people who support doubt, or who manipulate you into not doing what you're supposed to do. And you miss out on life. You go through the motions of day to day, but you're not living. You're the walking dead.
Wow. Anything you want to add to that?
Oh, she was on point.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing to add to that. She was on point.
No. So I like to hit the tail end of that. She implied that when you have low self-esteem, the people in your life manipulate that to their advantage.
If I know you have low self-esteem, then I can pretty much control you. I can get you to do anything I want you to do, because I know what buttons to push to make you feel less than yourself. And then since you're there, you might as well come on with me. Let's go ride out. Let's go rob this bank. Let's go do whatever.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. If I know you have low self-esteem, now I know how to get you to do the things that I want you to do. So how does it work? Let's go relationships now, since you brought us into relationships. Now that's not necessarily intimate relationships, just relationships, period. But I want to leave. I want to change. But if I'm your manipulator, and I know you want to change, but I also know how to control you with your low self-esteem, what do I do? From your personal experiences, how do people respond when you're trying to leave them or leave a situation?
Oh, baby, that was great. You can do it. But, oh, baby, I'm real proud of you that you did that. But, hey, girl, I see you over there doing good. But, let me just.
And what comes after the let me just?
Whatever they think you should do.
Which is always in where you struggle. And since they're your guiding light, your savior, they know what's best for you.
Exactly.
You had something over here. Now this is good. Let me before you shut it down, here's why I'm doing this. I have 20 lessons to teach. What makes our courses different is they're not just pointing at you, and I'm not just speaking to you from a scientific standpoint, although that definitely will come up because that's who I am. You get to hear people who were you and still are you. They just don't live where you live anymore. Does that make sense? So the things that you guys are talking about, I don't even have anywhere. There's nowhere here. But it's more third-party validation. It's one thing for me to say, but this is now, for our viewing audience, this has now become a group home. you know, the low self-esteem anonymous class. And now they're hearing their peers say exactly how they feel about themselves. Does that make sense? So this is far more powerful, far more, this is life. This is life. So I want you, me and you are together, and you're passing me up, and I don't want you to, or you're trying to change. You're trying to stop me. You're trying to free yourself from my control. Mm-hmm. How do people behave like that? You have the low self-esteem, I'm the manipulator. Mm-hmm. What do?
Don't you know how good you got it here?
That's a good one.
Ain't nothing out there for you. Your friends trying to change you. You don't need to change. We good. We're a good unit. We're a good couple.
Okay. Okay. So, just by pure law of attraction, pure energy in the room, and these two in front of me, and you'll notice each module, each lesson will have different people. They'll probably be at every single one of them. These two have super high levels of empathy, like way up there levels of empathy. And then my friend here, if they have levels of empathy here, she's off the camera. Like, you can't even see me anymore, right? You can't even see that's where, like, if it's here, she's way up, right? Would you agree? Like, she's way up there. So they feel you. These two people, they can feel you. They've never met you. They've never seen you. But they can feel you. And they know exactly how to expose themselves to bring you into the light. Yes, please.
I just thought about this. As far as when you said relationships, I was harping on the intimacy aspect of a relationship. I didn't think about the friendship aspect of it until while you were talking. Because I know me personally, dealing with self-esteem, low self-esteem, you crave for someone to love you. You crave for someone to even care about you. So you end up becoming friends with people that in some shape, form, or fashion, they can tell that, so they use you. So you have to be careful in your friendships as well, because you'll feel so low about yourself where you need you craving that person to boost you up. But that friend, knowing that, oh, hey, what's going on, girl? Hey, you mind stopping by the house and hanging out with me for a minute? And that turns into, hey, can you take me here? Hey, can you take me there? And because you don't want to be by yourself because you're already at a low point and you're craving that attention. Oh, yeah, I don't mind, knowing good and well you just don't want to. You become a people pleaser as well.
Oh, we got to talk about that. Okay. Okay. Right, but hey, do this. Hey, here's my paycheck. Hey, take all that. Hey, sleep on my couch. Hey, go into my bedroom. I sleep on my couch. Hey, you just slept with my boyfriend. I was being nice to you. Hey, all these things. Listen, I want you guys to realize, and in fact, this is for you as well, because you guys would know this. I've never told you, well, I've told you something similar to this before. However, not the way I'm going to say it now, and you guys may be being introduced to it for the first time. If you struggle with low self-esteem, and we're going to identify scientifically what low self-esteem is right after this here. If you struggle with low self-esteem, I need for you to, all your friendships should now be suspicious. Because by law of attraction, you've attracted manipulators to control you in your low self-esteem state, because you want to be controlled, whether you want to admit that or not. The people in your life, they're manipulators. Let me explain. I say this all the time. Anything you can account for, you can also control. When people account for your personality, when they account for your low self-esteem, they also immediately begin to control it. One way or the other. Here's how you can control things. You change it or you keep it the same. Now think about this. If I change it, I'm bringing your self-esteem lower. If I change it, I'm bringing your self-esteem higher. Hopefully you have the people in your life that bring you out of low self-esteem, but this is tough, and these are special people. Here's another way to manipulate something: you do nothing about it. I like you. You touched on it. Hey, we have a good thing going. Hey, don't change. Stay right where you are. Now, here's what I'm saying. If you've been, everybody, you, Cameron, think about how long you've been in low self-esteem. Think about it. Put yourself there. Go backwards in your mind. Take it all in. And then ask yourself, has it been a long time? Okay, you say it's a long time. For you, was it a long time? Ask yourself, audience, has it been a long time for you? If it has been a long time, all your friends, the suspect, they let you be less of you, near clinically, and some of you need to see a therapist. Your friends, your loved ones, they let you be in this state for out of 3 different reasons. One of them is impossible, changing for the better. Since you gotta process eliminate that one out the way, there's only 2 ways. They're controlling you by lowering you, or they're controlling you by keeping you the same. Anytime you account for anything, you control what you just accounted for. So I really want to help you. The people in your life, if you have struggled with low self-esteem for this long, the people in your life are suspicious. And the only true way to change your low self-esteem, I'm going to give you the stuff, but the real way for you to change your self-esteem level is to leave these people or limit your time with them. Now, I'm not advocating for separatism. I'm not saying be by yourself. That's ineffective. Neither am I telling you go get a divorce. That could be damaging and ineffective. I am telling you that if you need to change, the time is to change now. And during that change, the person needs to change with you, or everyone in your life is suspicious. Everyone. Make sense? Okay, one more thing. Which one of you are brave enough to open up without names? Please, without names. Brave enough to open up and identify or relate with what I just said. How you discovered, as you changed, you realize how that person really was never there for you. They only wanted to control you. Doesn't matter who the person is.
Since
Just no names.
Oh, no problem.
Sweet.
When I decided to change, there was a whole, not even a whole section, like every person that was in my life at that time, I started noticing things. And as I started noticing things, they weren't positive things. I was picking up on verbiage that was used when in conversations with me. I was picking up on body language that was used when conversing with me. The facial expressions. Because I was so low for so long, they learned me better than I knew myself.
Wow.
So they knew when to, you got to do this. Do it this way. Because if you don't do it this way, you're going to get walked all over on. Or they knew when to, let me talk to you for a second. You're doing good. But let me help you out.
Yeah.
You got to do this. You got to do that. Like they knew how to get to me. They knew how to talk to me. But when I started changing and decided not to talk to them, I started, either they just fell off, they either stopped calling, or they got aggressive. And so it's, and as that transition was happening, also transitioned to a different group of friends at the same time who, you got this, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yay, go, that was it. At my lowest points, come on, girl, you know you got this. Why are you tripping? You got it in you. What are you scared of? You got this. Like, it was always positive talk instead of, you got this, but. So I even removed myself from the geographic location of these people.
Yeah.
And once I did that, I felt a weight lifted off me.
Yeah. It makes total sense. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Can we clap? Is that okay? Thank you. It's awesome. Surely you have your own story. Will we be sharing this time? No, okay, not this time. So she knocked it out the park. We're sharing a little bit. Okay. That was just a general conversation about low self-esteem. This you guys just without professional or scientific knowledge, knocked it out the park because you came from the heart. And now I'm able to help others. But thank you both, because that was amazing and people out there needed to hear it. We struggle. This is a struggle. This is definitely a struggle. You miss out on you when you're not in the right self-esteem. So what is low self-esteem? Let's define low self-esteem. Self-esteem is an aspect of the way we view ourselves. You can put a period. It is different from self-image. Okay, great. So self-esteem is an aspect of how we view ourselves. It is very different, or it's different from self-image. Now, what do I mean by that? You can look in the mirror and get a self-image. Your self-esteem interprets that image that you see. You have a self-image of being an American, British, Chinese, woman, man. Your self-esteem interprets that. Does that make sense? So, write this down now. Self-esteem refers to the overall opinion we have of ourselves and the value we place on ourselves as people. Self-esteem refers to the value we keep on ourselves, or we place on ourselves, and on ourselves as people. Okay? Self-esteem refers to the overall opinion we have of ourselves and the value we place on ourselves as people. Now, let me go one more further. Let me go one step further. Write this down too, and then I'll open up all this for discussion, and we'll break it down. We'll talk about it. Self-esteem, low self-esteem, means that the tone of this opinion is negative. For example, I'm useless. I'm ugly. I'm fat. I'm dumb. I'm not pretty. I'm not as pretty as her. All that stuff. So self-esteem. Well, self-esteem is the aspect of how you view yourself. Okay, I'm repeating. I'm starting from the top now. Self-esteem is the aspect of how you view yourself. It's not your self-image. Self-image. I have curly hair. I'm white. I'm black. I'm Hispanic. I have tan. I have freckles. I have dimples. That's self-image. Your self-esteem of those dimples say something different. It interprets your self-image. Nothing. Now, here's the deal. Everything must be interpreted because we all have a frame of reference. How we see things, how we see ourselves, how everything comes into this world through us, through our eyes. Excuse me, everything from this world comes through our eyes. Then it gets filtered through our subconscious. Okay? Now I'm going to have to open that up but that's in another quantum physics type class that I teach. But I'm going to have to open it up in a little bit. So, once it goes into your eyes, goes to your conscious mind, your subconscious mind filters it. Nothing wrong with that. But when the tone is negative, that's when you have low self-esteem. Was that clear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When the tone becomes negative, that is when you have low self-esteem. I'm not a good person. I'm inadequate. I'm inferior. When you look at your siblings and go, she's a smart one, I'm not, and that makes you feel a certain way. She always loved him. When you suffer from anger problems and you think it's anger all the time, and it's not, sometimes it's not even anger. You're angry at yourself for feeling inferior. Then you overcompensate for that inferiority complex that you have, and you dominate and mistreat people, now giving you a superiority complex. Because you hate yourself, you have to make other people hate themselves in order to feel good about yourself. Now, flip side of that, which is what most people will suffer from in this class, is that you're so loving, you forgot to love yourself. Okay, we got to talk about that one because I looked at the facial expressions on that one. So, my two empaths that volunteered to get cut up for this module and the next two. Okay, what did I mean by you're so loving you forgot to love yourself? Anyone? Okay, I want this energy over here. Come on, yes. Let's hear it over here. The camera's rolling. Yes, you over there.
It's easy to put everyone else's problems on your shoulders so much that you forget that you have shoulders. It's easy to be the care provider for everybody and be so worn out at the end of the day that you just crash. You eat whatever, you drink whatever, but you make sure other people are healthy. You make sure other people are supported, and you don't support yourself.
Wow. Any opinions on that?
Yeah.
Or something something to add to it? Because you hit the nail on the head, that's for sure.
Yeah, you just don't care about yourself.
That's true. You get to the point where you don't care about yourself.
Or we confuse taking care of others as loving us.
Okay, that's good. Confuse taking care of others as loving us. And I'd like to add something else in there. Same line, but some of us are different. We purposely don't want to address ourselves, so we keep addressing everyone else. And we get into relationships.
Where we have to take care of other people.
Because I don't want to take care of myself.
And they manipulate you until you only take care of them.
That's right.
And they don't support, they don't show up, they don't love you.
No.
They just love what you do for them.
That's right. They love that they can control you. And they love that more than they love you. And you'll find this, I shouldn't do this, but I have to, okay? I have to. I don't know anything. I'm just going to show you what this looks like, okay? When someone loves control that they have over you more than they love you, it comes out in the relationship. You call it fetishes. Think about that for a second, okay? When someone loves how they, it's not always, just fetish is something we're giving into this craving.
That's enough.
No, cut off what is pleasing to someone and then watch their behavior. If I have a smelling hair fetish, that's totally real. Like seriously, I know people who literally take a comb and then like eat the hair. And I'm serious. Like I'm serious. I'm serious, right? Okay. Stop that and then watch how the person responds.
Oh, you love me.
Yep. They get sporadic and then they get aggressive.
Okay. When you take away what they truly wanted, when you take away what pleased someone, then you find out what they truly wanted. Was it you? Or a segment of you? Or a portion of you? Or, like she said, what you can do for them. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. See, no one ever likes, I do this, no one ever likes to deal with that. No one ever likes to deal with that. That's but it's all facts. No one ever wants to deal with it. Get some heat right now. I'm not trying. No one ever wants to deal with it, but it is true. I'm not using anything. I would have said this had I not known you, had you not been here. It is part of life. When you take away, if you want to know if someone truly loves you, take away something that you do for them and see how they love you. This happens to women all the time, and it's unfortunate.
It happens to men too.
It does happen to men, but I'm going to bring up what men do since I'm a man.
Yes, tell us.
Okay. You decide, you know what, I love myself. We're not going to have sex anymore until we get married.
Mm-hmm.
Take that. Watch my response. If I get sporadic and aggressive, that's what you said, then you know I love this. And that's not to say, and I'm not saying watch the initial response. I don't think anybody does the right thing the first time all the time. I don't know anybody like that, okay? But look at the pattern. If they finally calm down and go, you know what? I'll make some adjustments, we'll get through. Okay, that person's not trying to control you. Mm-hmm. They love that, whatever that may be. And you took it, and nobody wants to get banana pudding taken away from them. Mm-hmm. Like we all could agree that banana pudding is amazing. It comes from the heavens. Zeus, the Greek god, made it. Mm-hmm. Athena sprinkled flavor over it. No, you don't like banana pudding? Mm-hmm. Okay, she's not human. Okay, so, me and you, what do you like? Sweet potato pie?
I don't have to have it all the time.
Okay, you guys,
like once a year.
Coke?
Coke.
Ah, you like Coke.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can tell we're in the South, right? Banana pudding, sweet potato pie. But, Coke. No one likes to, here, give me your Cokes. Your initial reaction is going to be, wait! I was just drinking this, but you understand what I'm saying, okay? All right, good. She's throwing her bottles right out. She can't have Coke. Coke is her thing. Banana pudding, again, Zeus, and I think it was like a warrior. I don't even know.
Athena was the goddess of love.
Okay, so she sprinkled love all over.
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite? Okay, Aphrodite is the goddess of love, so. Banana pudding doesn't come from the world, okay? It came from Saturn. That's how awesome it is, okay? That's the point here. It did not come from planet Earth. It was sent here on comets.
It wasn't man-made.
It's precious. It's probably not.
It is not.
Probably came from your grandmother's kitchen. But you understand what I'm saying. That's how awesome it is. Okay, good. So, how is low self-esteem manifested? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Before I answer it, yes, please.
I want to make sure that my definition is correct. Manifest as in how does it show up?
Yes. How did it show up in the first place?
Oh.
Yes.
I know for me personally, it showed up with being compared to other people, like verbally being compared to other people. Looking at other people, wishing I would look that way because I see how people respond to them.
Let me ask you a question. Did you look at other people first and compare yourself? Or were you compared first verbally? That's a tough question to answer for yourself. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Did you compare yourself first? Or did someone tell you you don't compare and then you start comparing yourself?
My first real memory of realizing I had self-esteem issues was a vacation in Florida and I was 7.
Okay.
And I was seeing how my brother's god sister responded to being in a 2-piece bathing suit.
Okay.
And I saw how she looked and how she acted.
Okay.
I was in a 1-piece and I wanted a t-shirt on.
Okay.
Because I didn't think I should be in a bathing suit because my legs rubbed together and hers didn't. My stomach poked out and hers didn't.
So, did you do that or was it put in you first?
And that part I honestly don't know.
That's good. No, that's a great answer. The truth is, I'll come back to that. You over here. How do you think low self-esteem manifests itself?
Just in general?
In general.
I'll say comparing.
Okay.
What I have isn't as good as what you have.
Okay.
Your Barbie is better than my Barbie.
Makes
Your
sense.
bike is better than my bike.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. So, chicken came before the egg came before the chicken. Did you compare? Did somebody tell you to compare? Not sure?
I think I compared when it first popped up.
Okay, so most people have no idea where their low self-esteem came from. This is why people like me, people like books and therapists are able to trace back. This is why you struggle with this, because you cut the leaves but you never cut the roots. The truth is that someone put into you that your Barbie wasn't as cute as her Barbie and that your body wasn't as cute as her body before you start comparing. That's the scientific fact.
Mm-hmm.
That is the science behind it, is it was put into you first before you start comparing it. You never thought in your life that you were unattractive until somebody told you to. You never hated the way your feet look until someone told you they weren't pretty. You never said to yourself, well, my toenails are dark, until someone told you.
Mm-hmm.
You never thought you were overweight until someone told you. Now, here's the tricky part. People tell us things and we don't even know they're telling us. Sometimes people accidentally tell us things and we never knew it happened. I'll give you both examples. You're probably going to fit in the second one because I know you. You'll probably fit in the first one because I know you. So here's the first one. Someone tells you, hey, this, whatever this is, and then it breaks something in your head, opens up a form that you can now create on, and you now take their words into consideration because they're important to you, or you're a child and everything's important to you, or that person's close to you and their opinion matters, And then you take what they said and you now view life through what they have told you. Oh, this Barbie isn't cute because it doesn't have straight hair, right? Or whatever. In some cases, our mothers or our parents accidentally taught us their low self-esteem and they have no idea and we have no idea. They get dressed and they say, oh my God, I'm fat. They never told you, baby, you're fat. That's not what they did. They didn't say, oh, Orzaka, you're unattractive. They looked in the mirrors in themselves and said, oh my God, I'm unattractive. This doesn't fit right. And they complained. They forgot that you were listening, and they also never considered that everyone keeps telling you that you look just like your mother. So when they talk about themselves and say, hey, my thighs are rubbing together, this isn't attractive. And then you go with your limited thinking because you're 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I look just like my mom. If she's not attractive and that's my hero, I must not be attractive. And then you go seek something outside of your, what is you, and say that has to be attractive because it doesn't look like me. So someone tells you you're not smart, you can't read. You're in Sunday school trying to read the King James Version of the Bible and the words are hard and you're a smart kid, but you can't understand thee and thou and haveth. And so you stumble over it and you just start, you've only been reading out loud for like a year, and then the Sunday school kids make fun of you. I'm actually talking about a real story. I'm actually talking about me. Right? Sunday school kids make fun of you, and then you convince yourself, I can't read. And you stop reading and you stop talking out loud because of what some kids said about you. And that becomes your ideology, your theology, your belief system. You were there to learn about some deity that died on the cross. But what you actually learned is that you're inferior and you deserve to die on the cross. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it happened on purpose. Some kid told me, you can't do this, not knowing that I was homeless. So of course, I don't know, that's exactly why I'm homeless. Because I'm stupid. Parents only keep the smart kids. So we have a mean machine in our head, always creating meaning. We hear a conversation, but then we keep creating a meaning for it over and over and over. We put other stuff on it. We do it. Oh, I'm not attractive, but I look just like my mama. There's a meaning. So if my mama's not attractive, I'm not attractive. There's another meaning. And so now I have to go outside of me. Who is attractive? That must be attractive because advertising says this and women say this and this, and that has to be attractive. But there's another meaning. And you know what? The popular girl in school looked like this, so it has to be. There's another meaning. And we put meanings on top of meanings on top of meanings. And something that happened when we were 6 years old is alive and running when we're 36. Make sense?
Yeah.
But you, when you were a baby, and you learned how to walk, you ran around the house naked. This, no shame. You hit the ground, running. Come here, I didn't change your diaper. And they scared you to go to boo-boo all over the place. You took off. You didn't say, look at my body, it's sexy. Or, don't look at me. My boobs are lower than the other or whatever. I don't know what you understand what I'm saying. My arm is longer than my hair is. You didn't do any of that. It wasn't until somebody put it in you that you start creating a meaning for it. So, how is low self-esteem manifested scientifically? It is at the heart of your low self-esteem is your core beliefs. Your self-esteem, at the heart of your self-esteem are your core beliefs about the kind of person you are. If you suffer from low self-esteem, your beliefs are powering that. At the heart of your low self-esteem is your core beliefs and the kind of person you are. If you have low self-esteem, these beliefs will be mainly negative. And negative beliefs are expressed in many ways. These are facts. At the heart of your low self-esteem is your negative core beliefs. They're your core beliefs that happen to have the connotation of negativity, the tone of negativity, the meaning of negativity. At the heart of your core beliefs are negativity, period. But your low self-esteem comes from your core beliefs. One-piece bathing suits. Already at 7, you already had the core belief that your body needed a t-shirt over it while already being clothed. Because your core belief said, whatever they said, to whoever put it in you first, by virtue of 1 or 2, and attention is going over there, no attention is here, or maybe you got all sorts of attention, but your negative belief said, that's not the attention I wanted. I want that kind of attention. I want boys to laugh at me too. Everybody's saying, oh, you look so cute. You don't want to hear that. It's, I want that. And that comes back into comparing. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. At the heart of it all, low self-esteem comes from your core beliefs. If your self-esteem is low, that means the thoughts you keep about yourself are negative. If you have negative thoughts, that means your core belief system is negative. At least when you address yourself. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So when your thoughts about yourself, you are likely being self-critical. Yeah, please write that down. Self-critical, self-blaming, and self-doubting. Self-critical, self-blaming, and self-doubting. Your thoughts. So I just identified your self-esteem is your view of yourself. It can be good or bad. But if you have a negative view of yourself, you have a low self-esteem. If you have low self-esteem, you have a core belief system that is negative. If it's a core belief system that is negative, then what you also have is that core belief system makes you self-doubt, self-blame, self-critique. You see what I just did there? Mm-hmm. One system led to another system, led to another system, led to another system. So I'll do that again so you can understand it. Self-esteem is okay. If you have low self-esteem, it is because you have a low self-image of yourself. Where does that image come from? That image comes from the thoughts and things and places you keep of yourself. So that image comes from your beliefs. Those beliefs are powered by self-doubt, self-critique, self-blaming. Here is what's super important here. All of what I just said will affect your behavior. Write that down. Your behavior is not your desires. Your behavior is a result of your self-esteem. How can you make good decisions from a place of bad self-esteem? Yeah, please open it up. You're more than welcome.
Me personally,
Uh-huh.
that right there, because I wrote down your behavior is a result of your self-esteem.
It is absolutely.
It makes so much sense. Because I felt a certain way about myself, I reacted towards other people a certain way. I said certain things. I did certain things because of how I felt about myself. Because I had negative thoughts about myself. Because I had negative thoughts about myself, I responded negatively to people, sometimes purposely or not on purpose, but overall still hurting them. Because I felt bad about myself. So I reflected that off to other people, hurting other people.
That's right. And the people that treat you well, you'll hurt. And the people that treat you like crap, you'll love. Your self-esteem needs that. It needs it. Listen, you cannot have a good decision that comes from bad self-esteem. It's like trying to have a good life with negative thoughts. Or trying to have a good cake with bad ingredients. Or a masterpiece painting from a bad artist. And you can't have something good come from bad self-esteem. Now, I'm not talking about you. We're identifying this here. But here's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Your behavior has come from your low self-esteem. Watch it. I already proved to you your low self-esteem did not come from you. It was first introduced to you, and it became your core belief. So lean in. Listen to my next words. All the bad decisions you've ever made, they have been your responsibility. And they're yours to reap. But that behavior was never yours. Ever. The responsibility, that's yours. You made the decision. The harvest to come, that's yours. You made the decision. You're not a victim. You made the decision. But your entire life is based on what someone else has told you to believe. Now, in the words of my friend and business partner, Tempest Smith, time to choose you. All your behavior up until this point, right? All your behavior up until this point. Tempest is a strategic coach of ours, by the way, and also my business partner, right? Just wanted to put that out there. But we call her Coach T around here. However, all the stuff that you've done, the way you feel right now, it is your responsibility. I'm not gonna let you off the hook. It's your responsibility, your harvest to reap, your decisions. The only thing you can control is your response to it, and you failed. However, had you grew up in a different place with a different family, you wouldn't have made those decisions. That is now called a subjective truth or a subjective reality. So if I would have just changed one thing about your life and you wouldn't be doing it, why do you think this is my life? How can it be your life if I change one thing about it? You wouldn't do it. So I'm trying to free you in lesson 1. I'm trying to free you. I'm trying to make you understand that just because you behave this way doesn't mean that's who you are. It only means it was introduced to you, and that is how you chose to respond to it. And when you chose to respond to it and create a belief system behind it, that became who you are. But as a result of this class, you no longer have to live in low self-esteem. Not another day. Because where it came from never came from you. Your response to it was always you. So, low self-esteem can affect your behavior at work. You'll consistently underperform. Cruise at 30. Right? Consistently underperform. You'll be a perfectionist. And you thought that was high self-esteem. Perfectionism is not high self-esteem. No. Let me get that away from you right now. That's you trying to prove to your grandmother, who's long dead and gone now, that you can actually do this right. That's you trying to prove to your mom, who lives in a completely different city to you, I'm going to show her I can do this right. Perfectionism does not come from places of high self-esteem. That's you fighting an invisible battle that no one else can see but you. Low self-esteem can affect your leisure time. Instead of reading books and getting better, you binge watch TV shows. You eat tons of ice cream instead of working out. It's going to be hard. Somebody help me to my car. You might take proper care of yourself, or you might not. If you have low self-esteem, you over-glamify yourself. It's not for you. It's so their makeup or it doesn't have to be makeup. I want to just talk about women. Or the haircut you always keep every 3 days, and the red Ferrari you drive. You're just overcompensating for your low self-esteem. You want people to look at what you can do instead of you. Does that make sense? You want people to look at what you can do instead of you, and that's why you have low self-esteem. Or you say, I'm going to beat them to the punch. I'm just going to let my body loose. I won't wash my hair. I won't do anything. They're going to talk about me anyway. Might as well give them something to talk about. I'll laugh at myself. And if I laugh with them, it won't hurt so much. Well, that has been lesson 1 of overcoming low self-esteem. And you guys volunteered for at least the first 3 to give me some empathy starting off. And I'm so grateful. So grateful. You guys did such an amazing job. Listen, my name is Antonio T. Smith Jr. I definitely appreciate you. This has been lesson 1 of overcoming your low self-esteem. I do appreciate you. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. And good night.